I was sleeping scared. Let me see, make sure we live. There we go. There we go. Get this oatmeal going. Let me go find, let me get this can.
Ran out of oatmeal. I have tea. I ran out. I gotta get some more today.
Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
Grand Rise.
Mo, I got my dishes for prepping.
Yeah. That's exciting.
I'm gonna start on that today.
Yeah, that's nice. Let's get the squats in. Lord. Oh, I'm a little sloppy today. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 16. 17. Right on time. Time. Let me get the sea moss. Oh, I'm sore. And I got traded. Then I have the chiropractor. Shake loose, shake loose, shake loose. Okay. Let me get it together. Oh. Yay. Yay. Go ahead and get all crazy. So we got Carla with us this morning. All the way, she's in Belgium.
Hello, everybody.
Wow. What time is it there? I know nothing about international times.
Hey, Shot, 12:41 p.m. in the day.
What?
Hmm.
6 hour difference, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Yes, indeed. I love it. She was as soon as I pushed that link in the chat, I heard bing.
Carla said she on her lunch break. She gonna catch a little bit of this.
Said we got the hustle queen in the building this morning. Blinging early. Blinging early, honey. Yes. Good morning, Angie. Good morning. Tasha, you still trying to connect? Good morning, Deshandra.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. All right, so let me getting this oatmeal together. Got my water right there. Make it do what it do. Wake up. Good morning, social media, YouTube, Dagger Squad, Facebook. You guys get out there and you like and subscribe everybody's channel, because if there's one thing for sure, there's a multiple way to make money out there. Peace, power, and profit. High five to everybody who was in training yesterday, getting this investment information in this morning. Good morning out there to the trainers of the world. Dynamic 3D, peace and love. Men Empowerment Nation, peace. Rob Bond, Alan, peace. Deshandra, peace to all you all who are helping people get active again, love life again, and just enjoy who they are. I'm sporting my unwritten this morning. I say unwritten because we have some unwritten goals. Some we have in our head we don't want to write down, because we know if we write them, we're going to begin to implement them and have to execute them. And for some reason, we hold them back. We want it, but we don't want to implement it. We don't want to get started because we're waiting for someone else to either support it or to help you facilitate it. What is that unwritten goal? The number one should be your health and your wellness, promoting fitness, mental health, physical fitness, good mental health. Mental health piece of it, you have an unwritten thought, you have an unwritten goal, you have an unwritten strategy that you have not put into place for whatever reason, because somewhere out there, you've gained this notion that everything that you do, you can't complete, or it is not fulfilled to the capacity that you would like. So since all of us on the line are entrepreneurs, right? Maybe it has something to do with business and financial sustainment. And because today is the Urban Economic Empowerment Show, and we talk economics. Sometimes the stress of not meeting that dollar threshold gets the best of you and causes to wear and tear on your body. But the only way that you're going to begin to move forward in your strategic goals, writing them down. I started off the year with a flyer that said, I'm changing my strategy, but the goal is the same. I'm changing my strategy, but the goal is the same. Let me say that again, because somebody out there may have hit a dead spot and didn't really hear, sister. I'm changing my strategy, but the goal is the same. For me,
Always.
it's mobility. The strategy before was do it on my own. Go in their own little secret place, get a nice little book, leadership book here or there, take out the Google search engine and get it in. But there's always that missing part. There's always that instance of where your knowledge and understanding overrides what you're reading. And so therefore you miss some things. And that's where either a teammate, a coach, a mentor, a elder, a counsel, or just participating in events, seminars, getting amongst individuals that came before you, like standing on the shoulders of others, comes into place. And because we're dealing with health and fitness this morning, it could be a physician or someone who's actually experienced that particular medical problem or diagnosis or had those symptoms and could share. And so in my area, it would be through dealing with one of the autoimmune deficiencies of RA, rheumatoid arthritis. And so there's multiple sisters and brothers who have came through the uniform organization and has participated in overseas assignments and have been plagued with these joint pains, whether it's fibromyalgia, whether it's unexplained joint pain from all of the equipment that you had to perform your duty with, or whether it's something that's genetic or has been amongst you through family. But at the end of the day, at some point, when you neglect, as they stated on yesterday, as my trainer so elegantly put it, the body, then those elements that you may have contracted or that has entered into your home space has come to hunt you now. So now you're treading backwards. Now you have to come up with a plan. You got to strategically write it down. In our YouTube world, we call it the scientific method. We call it demonstration beats conversation. I heard you last year in 2020, the concern of being isolated, being home, unable to feel touch someone else or participate in the area of others. But I would ask, is that really what's keeping you from strategically developing a plan to reach your end goal? For me, it's not. I just didn't do it. I just wasn't doing it. There is the pandemic didn't cause me to be in this situation, right? Not having a significant other didn't cause me to be in this situation. Not participating in dance didn't cause me to be in this situation. It was just a lack of the unwritten strategic plan to get to the end goal. Because we know if we write it, we will read it, then we will see it, we will manifest it. And because I didn't write it, I was unable to see. Therefore, I was unable to implement, and it didn't get done. And there goes the situation. There goes the problem. There goes the obstacle. And oh, by the way, here goes the challenge to get it back in order. So what I challenge everybody to do, that what is your unwritten plan that you're trying to get to a goal. Every year, January 1st, we come up with these resolutions. We write it. I think my trainer brought up yesterday having a vision board. You're probably doing one. Mines are always temporary boards that I know I'm accomplished within the first quarter. And then quarter 2, April through June, quarter 3, July through September, quarter 4, October through December. I'm like, oh, I beat my goal in the first quarter. I'm good. I'm going to just parlay for the other 9 months. And when in actuality, it should have been, if I'm only able to write one and it's temporary, then I should have something longevity, because life has no end. Days have no end. The time comes into place because man has created a structure. And so if there's no end, then I should have an endless goal, one in which gives me life and energizes me throughout the time, as opposed to something temporary to check the block because I know I can, just to kind of fulfill or tickle my tummy, just to say that I'm doing something, when in actuality I'm not. It's not profiting me anything to make something temporary, because there's 9 other months. So if I get it right in these 60 days, what am I gonna do the other, let's see, it's 365 in a year minus 60. What am I doing? What am I doing the other 305? Going backwards? Getting back in the situation that I started with January 1st, 2021? Or I'm going to strategically write down those plans to meet milestones and benchmarks along the way, to create a timeline that after the 60, when nobody's watching, that I can still reach the end goal, which would be fulfilling a healthy and prosperous lifestyle by sustaining a healthy BMI. Oh yeah, let's go there, right? So I have not taken out the tape measure to take myself for accountability of the body fat. And when I get on the scale, I tend to try not to look at it. I just listen to it because I don't want to see, right? But in order for me to check the block on the first milestone or benchmark or target goal, I have to begin to write, read, and see. And so I ask you ladies this morning, what have you written? Do you have that temporary goal, strategic plan, such as I do or had? Or do you have an end goal and you have benchmarks along the way where you can meet those goals?
Well, you know,
And then
I always have a planner for the planner. Man,
talk about it.
But my thing is, like, okay, I brought this at the beginning of the year, says celebrate every day. It's a journal. And I do my best to journal at the end of the day every day. You know, I put on here what my goals were. I don't make resolutions. I stopped doing that years ago. But I put in here what my goals are, and I do it every year. But my problem is, I don't go back and read it. I be too busy. I write it down at the end of the day, put all my thoughts and everything, what I've done, what I need to do, what I've thought about and everything in there, right? I don't have time to go back because I'm always going like this. I'm always going next. I never go back in. Even when I'm writing in it, I don't go back to read what I put the other day, the last day, because I just don't go backwards. I'm like, okay, that was done. Okay, on to the next. I'm always on to the next. So that's my problem. I have, like I say, I have a big planner. I have a small planner, right here. I put different things in each one of them. But as far as my goals and stuff, I know what they are here. I write them down, but I never go back to see how far I am to reaching them. And then by the end of the year, I'm like, dang, I ain't do nothing. I'm like, oh, I didn't do this. So what you say about making a plan to get them done and then setting benchmarks. I mean, I know this stuff. I teach this stuff. I just don't do it myself. So I have to start implementing what I teach others to do.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I haven't written down steps to my goals, and I'm always talking about them. But I see how if we put it into the action of writing them down, or even making the vision board, which I have boards that I have to start posting up the pictures and things to build a board. Just getting that action down is my first goal. Getting pens together and paper and really writing it down, that would be great. I never did it pertaining to my fitness, unless I was in that nutrition, when I was doing my nutrition certification. But and when I was doing Sacred Women, we would do the writing. But that's a good idea. Got to start tracking the goals, making my grocery list so I don't run out of oatmeal. We had pizza last night. I wasn't going out in that snow. I gotta be a little bit stronger. Like, snow didn't really keep us back before, but I swear I've been scared of this snow.
And Carla's trying to get snow, and you got some.
Hi, Carla. Nice to meet you. Grand Rise. Yeah, it used to snow worse than this when I was little, and now it's here, and it's like.
Nice to meet you as well.
You too. Thanks. Yeah, they're like, what is this? Some people are saying it's the end of the apocalyptic. I'm like, oh my gosh, please. We used to go to school in the snow.
Nope, we just not outside polluting the air. So hey, now we getting the true seasons. It's cold in Florida. I'm in Florida and it's cold.
Wow.
What?
Yes.
Well, Jacksonville, yeah.
You know 30 degrees. Nah. You know 30 degrees for us is freezing.
I know, but Chandra, I'm from St. Pete, so Jacksonville is always colder than St. Pete.
Yeah, and it's cold here, Tanisha. When I tell you it's cold, it is freaking cold. This is the first year probably in 5 years I've turned on my heater just about every day in the winter.
Oh wow.
For us in Florida, that's cold.
I know. Well, anything under 72 in Florida is cold, but we don't do cold. We don't do cold at all.
No.
I couldn't make it up there where Angie is. They had 3 feet of snow and stuff. Like, oh, nah.
I used to travel in that crap, man. I was like, when can I get home? But as far as writing down goals, Mo, I stopped writing down goals a long time ago. I'm not even gonna lie. I've done a vision board once when I did it. Like Tranisha said, a lot of times if you write stuff down and you're not going back to look at it, it's not in your mindset. What I did do when I had a vision board, I posted it somewhere I went to every day. I know at one point when I was trying to get active as far as my fitness, I used to take, I don't even wear lipstick, but I got some. But I used to take lipstick and I used to write my daily goals on my mirror. So when I come back at the end of the day and I get ready to shower, I brush my teeth, I'm like, oh, yep, I did that, I did that, I did that, I did that. And I erase it all. And then I do the same thing the next day. And now I've just got to the point where I've created lifestyles versus I used to carry planners. I used to write everything down. Now every day I write a to-do list and I check off that list. And if it doesn't get done, it rolls to the to-do list tomorrow. So as far as setting goals, I haven't done that because I found we set goals or we write things down on paper. And like Trinisa say, you never go back and look at it. So it's like, what, you know, I'm all about the baby steps. Like I know, I already have a plan in my head of where I want to go from a professional level, a career level, an entrepreneurship level. So I know all those things. The plan is already in my head, but it's like, am I doing those things every day to get to the plan?
Anybody else want to? Okay. Who else we got on here? Just us. So one of the opportunities. Oh, Carla, you in a position you want to talk about? You do any goals or written plans?
Now I'm in the store trying to get something,
Okay,
so I'm just
no
listening
problem.
right now. I'm
No
gonna jump
problem.
in a minute.
Okay, so go ahead, Justice.
Yeah, morning, everyone. I just believe your life is just similar to budgeting, and if you learn how to budget, you should be able to take care of your life as well.
We're not talking about us. We're talking about you.
I said, I believe.
Oh, I'm just checking. This is an individual process right here this morning. Okay, Tasha, Sherry's still trying to connect.
I gotta write down. I put the app, the Sweat Coin app, to count my steps. So I haven't been getting in the 5,000 steps. That's my next goal.
Girl, get a Fitbit.
That wasn't eating before. I'm getting the breakfast. The water. I wasn't drinking water like that. I got that. I got to get those 5,000 steps. I know it's not hard because I used to do it. With
Get you a Fitbit, Angie. I am like I've been wearing a Fitbit for like probably over 5 years. Get you a Fitbit. You can do challenges, all of that.
My brother gave me a Fitbit. I broke the band, so I got to replace it. But I love the Fitbit. It's really nice.
It's cheaper to buy a new one, actually, Angie, because they cheap now. Like you can get some now for like 30, 40 bucks, maybe 59 bucks versus buying the band. And they're getting like like your phones with the updates.
Right. Yeah, I love the Fitbit.
Right.
So in the meantime, I have the Sweat Coin app, but I do love the Fitbit much better because then you have all the different activities that you can do as a group. That's hot.
Tasha, are you in a position to unmute? Or are you hiding in the back? Sherry, I'm not sure why yours is not connecting. Oh, there you go. Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning. Man, I've been oversleeping too, Mo, like you did yesterday.
I big time overslept yesterday. So you want to talk about any goals or strategies you have been putting in place? Or
my goals are, like I said, I'm starting to follow the right people so I can stay on top of my goals, which is this year is to be more healthier. It's to eat properly, nourishment, nutrition, all that good stuff. That's my number one goal. And my mindset, for me, it's about that mindset, especially being here by yourself. So that's, and investing. I actually started with like I should have jumped on when you started trading, but I did start trading this year, so I'm doing that too. So yeah, that's what I got going on right now.
Yes, baby, because when that money is right, then you start lining up. I know everybody talk about about the spirituality, and you guys talk about the food, but I'm gonna tell you what drives me, and you can't tell me no other way. in January last year, right before January, around October, because I'm still on a whole federal timeline deal, calendar deal, October to September. So every October, I already start mentally preparing for the calendar year, financially. And as I stated yesterday, when I the inability to complete the PhD degree, it felt like, like, man, am I ever gonna be able to complete a task again? And I had these goals, and I gotten all 3 out of the 3 I had accomplished, and I just feel like it wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't gonna get the 4th one, so I stopped writing. So for me to pull back, and go to a written lifestyle versus electronic, because I'm all about technology and making things easier. So I had to go back. What's wrong?
Didn't I tell you this like 3 years ago?
What'd you tell me? What'd you tell me?
Write it down. No. I got it in my phone. Mo, you need pen and paper.
Yeah,
No,
wait.
I got it in my phone.
Now wait.
I'm like, girl.
I'm not gonna neglect the electronics because I have easy access. Because you have to remember 3 years ago, what you didn't know is that I had joint pain in my hands and I couldn't write.
I know you had it, but no, you kept knocking me about. Child, put it in your phone. Yeah. I'm like, no, I got.
Yeah, because you always forget your passwords. Now let's keep it. So now that's a combat. Exactly. So let's keep it real now. Let's keep it real. Okay. So even though I favor the electronic, but in order for me, and I'm talking about me, I'm not even giving advice or recommending or suggesting that anybody does this, because this morning I put on this unwritten shirt for a reason, because personally there's some things that we don't share with others that we are trying to implement, or we want to get some end results to, that we're not exposing, but we need to do. And so for me, it because I'm supportive of multiple successful entrepreneurs, small business owners, I've gotten to the point where I have to go back to the written board. I have to go back to the 30, 60, 90 now, because my role in it is lucrative. It deals with those dollars. And so one error, one mistake, all of which I can't do electronically all the time, because I'm a manual learner first, and then I'm a shortcut with the technology. If I don't do it, if I can't do it manually, then I don't grasp it with the shortcuts. So I have to go back. So I started gravitating to the technology because of the condition of the joint pain, unable to do it, having to rely on devices, can't carry this stuff, can't carry the backpack, can't carry the handbag or the briefcase, can't roll it, all this stuff, because I have all these freaking devices all over the place to help with mobility. So I had to get rid of all that. Otherwise, I would have to rely on my friends. I had to rely on them for travel. You all had to put my bags in the car, take my bags out the car, help me out the car, put me in the car. So, I tried to start traveling and start maneuvering as light as possible. And so I started doing this whole memory thing, and I started, gravitating more to the technology, which in turn hurt physical fitness and mental health, because all of it plays. So retracting, and in many people's cases might say, oh, you going backwards. One of the things I almost forgot how to do was spell my name. As easy as 1, 2, 3 ABC. Signing my name and being able to write in cursive. I know they don't teach it in school anymore, so it that became a challenge. So I bring in, unwritten from the theme of paparazzi. I think a year or two ago, 2 years ago, from the fact of what is unwritten in your life that you may have forgotten, that you can't implement, that plays an intricate part. And so for me, is written. So when I was going into meetings, I couldn't take notes. If you picked up your phone, they thought you was playing on social media. So I missed out a lot of important information. When I'm going through my training sessions, and if my trainer says something that's important, I miss it. Sometimes I have to repeat. I ask the question again, and because I'm just, when I should be journaling and taking advantage of the moment. It jogged my memory yesterday when Deshandra said, now I go back and I review. At one point, I wouldn't even review the videos, workout videos. If I record myself doing a particular task, I wouldn't review it. But I noticed, or I started to think about that I was afraid to look at myself in the manner in which I was developing, because I knew some things was getting out of order. So I didn't want to look. I don't want to look at the mirror to see what I look like that. And I'm not, when I pass by, I don't look. If I get up in the morning, I don't even, I probably look from the face up. I'm not even paying attention to none of that. So when my trainer started recording and posting, I was like, ugh. But it caused me to do a little better, because when I go back and I look, now when I'm looking, good morning, Tasha, I see you. Now when I look at the video, instead of me criticizing what I've developed, I'm actually looking for fundamentals. I'm looking for, technique to do better, because nutrition wise or strength wise. So now I have some strength, but my whole how I maneuver is off. And so as simple as getting out of bed, walking straight, going it's like it was a huge challenge. And so now it's a matter of, okay, so now that you can mitigate some of this inflammation that you got going in your body, and you can actually perform the exercise, now it's time to work on the proper technique of it. And with doing that exercise, the only reason I posted, because normally my trainer goes live when we're gonna record. Before he used to do the recording, then he started going live. And so that particular exercise, to go live to do that particular exercise the other day, leaning forward, because I couldn't put pressure on my left knee, when Deshandra said, you look comfortable, Mo, you could have done more. And mentally, when I was doing it, I was so in shock that I could actually perform the exercise, that the technique, I was getting lost in the technique of doing it, or performing it or executing. So probably next time that I do that, it will probably be so much better, because for me, it's connecting. So that's why I have to go back and writing and to see where I am, so that I can journal the journey of what I'm doing, and how I'm getting to that end goal. And so that's important to me, because I have to deal mentally and physically. And that's a huge challenge within itself. And so something that's maybe like clockwork for others, because you don't have to worry about one, you could just worry about, one out of the two. When you have to do both at the same time, that's an overwhelming challenge. And so sometimes I had to sit and I had to think about it. Like, okay, and it may take me a longer time to execute. So I'll be in the exercise position, like in the military, you hear that we say start position, move. So I would get in position, and then I'd just be like, and then my trainer would be like, okay, you gonna do something? I'm like, I'm gonna get there. I have to think about the whole process. Like, okay, you're here, you're holding yourself up, you gotta lift your knee, then your knee has to go backwards, slide. Okay, you don't forget, you gotta put pressure on your toes. Oh yeah, and you gotta extend it. All right. Okay, now you gotta bring it back. Oh damn. Okay. Let me think about that. All right. Okay, bring it back. Oh shit, I could bring it back for real. Oh, let me try this again. That's what I have going on, right? When I'm exercising. So for other people, they'd be like, okay, what I gotta do? Okay, they observe the trainer. Okay, let me get it. That's not where I'm at. One of the things I used to do in basketball, and my teammates used to think I was crazy, is I used to write down the plays. I would draw out the basketball court. I would draw a basketball court, the whole 9, 3-point line, free throw, put the dots, draw the goal, right? Draw the half court line. I draw the whole full court. And then all our plays, I would literally go back and I would write down every play move all the way across the court and score. And that's how I used to conquer every play we had. And then once I got my point guard position down pat, I would do it the same thing for the shooting guard. And then I would do the 3, and then I would do the forward, and then I would do the center. And so I used to conquer everybody's position. So when I would be on the court, I used to think that I could just run the entire 5 plays by myself. Like if somebody got out of position, I would take their position and I would try to dominate that position as well. Now I ain't but 5'4", right? So knows I should not be in the paint playing center. And it wouldn't be until somebody, either throw my ball in the stands, because I call myself down there trying to play center, right? Or, I'd get pushed over and they push me back to where I needed to be. And I'd be like, oh, I don't have no business being down there. Let me get on back. And then I'd start to shoot. Like I wouldn't shoot because I'd go in and I would try it. I would test it. I would test your, how do you say, I test your manhood. Like I would test. Let me see if they'd be able to handle me if I do this. And then they would bag me back. So with developing the whole physical fitness, developing the goal, going back to square one of writing, creating a whole plan, and then checking the block, I bring myself back to my strategy for basketball and how I was able to accomplish the mission and survive 35 to 40 minutes a game, every game. Like I could not play 35 minutes. I don't remember a time that other than me rebelling and my coach put me on the bench, but not being able to do that. And so to endure that, to get to that kind of end game, to be able to survive 36 games in a year, 35 minutes strong, took some physical and some mental strength. But I didn't accomplish that without strategically planning it out from a written perspective. So one of the things I'm gonna do an electronic board, but I'm also definitely going to do I'm going to get back to writing. One, because I just missed the idea when I was in school, whether it was undergrad, master's program or PhD, I would write my paper first and then I would type it. And those were long papers. This wasn't no 1-page essay. We talking typed 10 to 20, 22 strong. You talking, with the research and the charts and everything, which means I had to start early, which meant I had to really have a plan together, because if you had a paper that was due and you only had 1 week to do it, that means on Monday I had to be getting hot, because if I'm gonna write it and then I still gotta type it and then I still have to run it through the plagiarism checker, that was gonna take time. But I did it with ease. It wasn't until I got injured that I started doing all these temporary things. And so the temporary fix of getting that physical fitness back together isn't working. So I have to go back to the first love. Go ahead, Deshandra.
You said something important, Mo. You said something important. See, that's the difference. What you said is you're journaling and you're writing things down so that you can see them, so that you can do them. I think when we get in the habit of, like Trinisa said, I would say resolution, because I don't set resolutions anymore. Stop that too. But if you're writing down like the things that you have to do, and you set a 30 to 60 day follow-up, that's, in my opinion, not the same thing as right now your goals. That's your way of keeping a pulse point on the things so that you can check in with yourself. So there's a big difference. And I just want people to understand that, you know what I mean? Like, what you're doing is something to hold yourself accountable, versus I think we got in this habit, like, because we heard it for so long. Oh, just like we hear for so long, you got to go to school to get a degree, to get a good job, to be successful. You got to write down your goals in the beginning of the year so that you can see what you're going to do, or you never going to achieve anything. And I think people get in the habit of writing goals to write goals, or writing resolutions, or whatever you want to call them, to write them, but no one's doing the follow-up. And like you said, in your business, that 30, 60, 90 day follow-up is important, and you're just taking that and applying it to your lifestyle to change your health, which is, I mean, I just wanted to say, like, that's key what you said, and that's awesome. That's all.
Yes, because if you don't, so from the business perspective, and this is what's hurting us from accomplishing and getting funding, because when you go to a loan officer or a funding agency, the agent shaking their head, yeah, when they looking for those budgets, they want you to break down, you know, you either you have your quarterly financials, you have your semi-annual, or you have your annual. So within that, at some point, if you don't learn how to strategize and come up with your budgets, or understand the historical trends of your finances monthly, into the quarterly, into the semi-annual, into annually, then you won't understand what they're asking. A big part of PPP second round is to prove 25% less of 19 and 20, and people are stumped on just that. Why? Because along the way, they don't understand how to 30, 60, 90, 6 months in a year, you know, writing them down or electronically documenting so that you can go and pull that historical data later. Why? Because you just get in the habit of generating revenue and expenditures. I'm gonna make some money and I'm gonna go spend it. And then, pandemic hit, I need some help and some support. And you go out and you want to get that, and you can't because you don't have historical data. So I'm looking the same way for, you know, getting this body back in order of, okay, if I understand historically where I came from and how I was able to get there, when I go back and revisit, I can know where the pitfalls kind of came into play. And so when I try to reflect back on, I can remember the first day I wasn't able to walk. I can remember that. I can remember the emotion. I can remember what was going on around me. I can remember all of that. And then I can remember just kind of blacking out. Like, I didn't remember to just, I'm not that. And I knew, you know, in order for me to kind of sustain where I am with these meds and what was working, was not working, I had to start writing some of that stuff down so I could be able to pinpoint what is not conducive for me. And I'm glad I began to do it from the medication side, but I didn't do it from the physical fitness side, but I'm doing it now. When I went into the MOVE program with the VA. So in the MOVE program, you get an exercise coach, you get a dietitian, and then you get, I would just say it's like a mental health person, a counselor or whatever, right? For you to talk about it in journal. One of the things you do in a dietitian class or whatever, you have to write down, you have to bring in every day. You got to have your meal plan. You have to say what you did, how you did it. And they will critique it. You also have to do the grocery list. You have to say what you purchased. You have to say what was in it. You know, you have to do all of that. You got your plate sizes. You have to demonstrate it. You have to talk about it. So when I was in the MOVE program in 2018, I did so well because I had to do both. I had to mentally accomplish the task, and I also had to write it, and then I had to be held accountable to somebody for it, because I could check the block and somebody say, Mo, what you weighed today? Oh shit, I was 190. No, and darn well, like, when you like, and you pull a scale out right now, you ain't gonna say 190 or whatever, right? Just to keep the person from asking questions, or, being able to express and share the goal with somebody and hold you accountable. If you don't see it, listen, if it wasn't something that I didn't document outside of myself in this journey, then you might want to have me. So what they did with me this time, because they knew I wasn't telling the truth, they connected me to something electronically that I cannot fabricate. So when I get on the scale, it automatically goes to the VA. And it tells them my journey. And the first time it did it, and I got a phone call, and she started asking me questions. I'm like, how did she know this? Like, my step bump, the odometer, or whatever you call that little thing, the speedometer, it goes to the VA. The reading goes to the VA. The scale, the weight goes to the VA. And I have a questionnaire that I have to go in on my little pad, goes to the VA. If I skip a day, if I skip 3 days out of the week, I get a phone call. If I answer a question a certain way, so I dedicated myself to being as honest as possible. And yesterday I called myself being cute. And there was a question that said, do you feel like you need more support in your wellness journey? So I said, yes. It's just a questionnaire. It's just a question. I forgot about that phone call. Listen, I was in a middle training session with my trainer, that phone run for the VA. I was like, damn, what do I have to do now? Like I'm doing this thing every day. I know I didn't miss those days. And she said, Monica, how you doing? I was like, I'm fine or whatever. So I put it on speaker. I'm gonna let my trainer, I'm gonna be transparent, I'm gonna be accountable, right? And she said, I know that you answered that question. You need more support. My trainer looked at me like, like, what am I doing? I thought that was the funniest thing. So I looked at him, I was like, I said, I answered that question in the error. Now, at the time I answered that question, it probably wasn't an error, but I wasn't ready to deal with 2 accountability partners, okay? I was not ready to deal with that. At that time, I was nowhere ready to deal with that. So I was just like, what? Oh, I answered that in error. She was like, huh? Okay. Okay, but what are you doing? Da, 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 da. And then she asked me the ultimate question. We talked about food yesterday at meal prepping, right? And some of the things that I was doing wrong. She said, how you doing on them sunflower seeds? I'm like, okay. Problem number 2. 2 accountability partners. You can't be lying up in this piece. I just so happened did not purchase any sunflower seeds in 2 days. I was like, oh, I ain't purchased no sunflower seeds. I'm never eating no sunflower seeds. I didn't say I didn't eat that yesterday. I just said I ain't purchased none today. I so hope my trainer not listening to this live stream. Get real silly with my process, y'all. I'm telling you, I could be real silly in my journey, and I'm just thankful that I'm able to laugh through it. I have people who care and want to see it go better. So, it's not it's not horrific to say, okay, I'm going back to the drawing board. Let me write some of this stuff down. Let me stay accountable. Because for me, I was just like, you know what? I had got to the point. I'm gonna tell you what I am, be straight up honest. Is that I got to the point, I'm just day for day. Ain't no goal, ain't no end goal. I'm just existing. I got a little financial stability going on. The market that made me super dangerous. I'm getting them charts down. I'm so dangerous, I'm missing trades, I'm missing money or whatever. I just was like, oh, what you gonna do today? Whatever. I'm not even checking a block. There ain't no checklist. I'm just like there. I'm like, shit, I'm just gonna enjoy every minute. I'm living day to day as if I'm 99 and you know the possibility of 100 may not come, you know, and I'm just 44. I got a whole lifespan ahead of me. Ain't no egos. Ain't looking for nothing, when going for nothing. All the thing I just resorted to where my money at. If I do something, can I get paid? You need to pay this invoice. I don't got time, you know, because I'm gonna go spend it so I can enjoy myself today, not tomorrow, not next week. Then I realized when Sherry said the other day, hey, May, Mo, we could go somewhere in May. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta think all the way to May. So, God dang, okay. Oh. Then I start jogging my memory like, oh, you know what? You ain't been planning for no future, honey. You just been doing you. And doing you has not got you nowhere. So you need to get some futuristic plans. I'm like, May, dang. It's just February and I gotta think all the way to May. And so I knew it was a problem. Then I think later that evening, I see my trainer's vision board and I'm like, damn, this thing is stacked with futuristic, current, you know, along the way type goals. I'm like, I ain't got none of that. I don't even think about none of that. I don't even know if I even want any of that. Not his, but in my own. I'm like, but why not? Where did you get lost in the sauce? Anybody want to talk about it? I got lost in the sauce.
Yeah,
I
because
definitely
you
had that.
really
Go
gonna
ahead.
go. I mean, vision board. That's a you big on vision boards, cause I mean I remember when we still and I've done a couple of vision boards, you know, but I don't even know where they are now. And I'm like, okay, I need to do another one, but I find every excuse not to do one. It's like,
but when you do them, you got to post them where you can see it, Tranisha. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Most people do them and they tuck them away, but you need to do them and you need to put it like somewhere you're gonna go every day if you do them.
Right. You know, that's the problem number one.
I know why Chanissa's though. I know why. I can't say it on live, but I talked to her offline. But I know why. I could tell Chanissa why she hasn't done a vision board. But I don't want to say it on live. So go,
it's
Carla.
crazy you say that, Matt.
Go ahead, Tasha.
I said it's crazy you said that because I started mine yesterday, my vision board. Because I was like, I know it's stuff that I want to, and you know, you have dreams and then it's like as day and day go by, you forget about it. You forget to at least try to make steps to make things happen. So like with me starting my vision board, I said, okay, at least I got it down out of my mind and I can start making steps to make those things happen.
Carla, I think you had your mic open. You was about to say something.
I did. All y'all stuff was awesome. I think for me, I do a lot. You know what I mean? Like I'll go hard, and then I'll sit back and relax for a minute. And then I literally, because it's so much more I want to do. I want to do this. And I get lost in the sauce, as you said, Mo. And so then I have to take accountability in my head to say, okay, which one is more important to you right now? You know, so I've started balancing to do, like I say on Monday, every week is going to be different for me because a lot of people like routine. I don't like routine. I want to do something different. I want to look, but at the end, which is not really an end, but at the end, I want to be able to say, okay, I did that and I got that check. But see, for me, I have to have variety because sticking with one thing, that doesn't work for me well, you know. But being over here has changed a lot for me because we really on lockdown. Like we've been on lockdown for the whole year minus 2 months of being here. So for me, I'm a people person and there's a time difference and I like to talk. I like to engage. I want to know, you know what I mean? I don't go seek people out, but I will sit back and watch and watch and watch, you know, and stuff like that. So for me, because of the time difference, now it's like, dang, who up? I can't talk to nobody. You know what I mean?
You're
I
not
want to talk
investing in classes. We stay up.
I want to be like, you know, I want to be like, who up? I want to talk to somebody, you know. And so when I don't get that, like I can enjoy the time to myself, because once I get on my computer, I get totally lost in my computer, what I'm doing, you know. But when I come off the computer and I really want to engage, and when I don't get that, I shut completely down. Like I won't get on the computer or nothing for about 4 or 5 days. I won't talk to nobody. You know, it's just crazy. But I'm trying to work things out differently starting in February. I just said I was going to try to attack it differently, for the betterment of me. And it started with my health. Well, see, today I'm cheating with this cookie. But it started with my health. I hate working out, but because my AP partner, which is Sherry, that's on here, she did something for us, and so I haven't been able to do it as much because I have been sick, but I have been doing it at my pace and doing offsetting some of the exercises and things like that. And as of yesterday, I talked to a cousin of mine, which is she's getting her doctorate to become a neuropsychologist, and she studied the genetics of Black people and what we should and should not eat. And so when she told me about that chicken, I almost lost it.
You need to invite her on one time if she can.
Yeah, I will. She's young. She's invigorating. She make you. I'm telling you, if you look on my Facebook page, and I said $90 later, honey. As soon as I got off the phone, because I hadn't planned on doing nothing yesterday. It was raining here, and I was like, okay, the grocery store is literally 15 steps across the street from my house. So I got up and put some clothes on. I was like, okay, I'm about to get up and go to this store, honey. I was getting all the fresh fruit and, you know, all this and that. And I went back and I took a picture. I was like $90 later. And I got up and I started taking some of the things that she told me to do. And you know, so that, you know, I like that. I love fruit and stuff. But yeah, the things she was telling me and explaining, she gave me a lot of things that I will share with you guys. I'll send it to you, Mo, and you can put it into your presentation. However, but to me, being healthy, I hate working out. I'm gonna say that again. I hate working out. Okay, I'll go walking. I hate working out.
It loves you.
Huh?
I said it loves you. Working out loves you. Like money loves you. Success loves you.
I love money. I love sex. But that working out. Oh, but I'm working on it. I want to replace that word and say I hate working out and just say, okay, I'm doing a little bit here. I'm doing a little bit here because I know the results will be great. You know what I mean? So that's just me. That's what I got going on.
That's mind over matter, Carla. Mind over matter. And like
Right.
the first thing is like you said though, you have to stop. The more you say I hate working out, you're never gonna start working out.
Exactly.
So that is the first step. And don't look at it as a workout. You know what I mean?
I know.
And start with the things you love. You like walking? Find
the
workouts that you can incorporate with walking.
Yeah, I love Zumba. I love all those things. And my husband, he's coming in when he gets off work, and he was like, "Okay, I'm finna do these exercises. What you gonna do?" I'm like, "Man, you know."
Accountability. See, like, God dang, I didn't know Cheryl was gonna be accountable and him.
Download
Don't do your workout.
Download the Sweatcoin to count your walking steps, because that's a part of your working out.
Yeah.
Download Sweatcoin app. There's a lot of apps that count your steps. But the
I have to watch. I have a smart watch that's do all that.
There you go. So you're working out.
Angie, she's never gonna see. She gotta stop saying she hate working out. That's what most people, and that's what she said. I hate working out. So if it's like it's a chore, you're never gonna do it.
Exactly, and that's what I'm gonna change. Is I said start in February. I'm gonna start changing that word.
So we in
Okay.
February, so you can't say on when you come on this call no more that
We
you
in
hate
the
working
third.
out.
Exactly.
It's the
Because
third.
one thing that you like is exercise. So just take the word exercise out of your vocabulary. Take the word I hate exercise out of your vocabulary. You just said, I like walking. I like Zumba.
Yep.
Do the things that you like. It is exercise, but if that's what it takes for you to continue to do the things that you like, don't do the exercise. Just like I like having fun. Walking is fun to me. Zumba is fun to me. You will actually be working out, but if you change how you say it, how you look at it, and you think exercise, oh, I got to go pump these weights. I got to do no. Your activity that you're doing that you say that you like is actually exercise and it's benefiting you. So just do what you like.
That's
right.
true. I used to get up every morning. If y'all know anything about my Facebook, I love to make videos. I love to dance. I can't sing, but you can't tell me I can't sing. And
Body girl.
and so I would actually put I have the sweat belt, and I would put it on and just dance all morning, and things like that. My husband and I over here now, I don't have to clean up as much because it's just he and I. So that routine changed for me. So now I'm going to just start making myself get up. I get up anyway in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't have a job. I work for myself. So when I get up at 5, I'm just gonna start putting effort towards doing what I need to do.
Look at the amount of steps if you have it on your watch, look at it, and each day try to increase it. That's all. You get incentives, like with the Fitbit, the Shonda. Doesn't the Fitbit also, don't we record our nutrition plan too? Don't we have to
Well,
put
you can tie like if you use what's the app? There's an app where you can log your food. I forgot the name of the app. I'll find it more and I'll send it to you so you can send it to everybody.
Fitbit,
but
right?
It'll connect to your Fitbit. But like you were saying, Carla, just get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You like Zumba, you have access. It's a plethora of Zumba videos on the internet. It's a plethora of exercise. Let me not say exercise, of dance workouts on the internet, on YouTube. Just find somebody that you can follow, that you like, that you can kind of get in the groove with them, and make that be, like, hey, 5 o'clock, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it for 30 minutes. I'm gonna drink me 16 ounces of water. I'm gonna eat a good breakfast. I'm done.
Yeah.
Yes. Man, it's so, I love the streams, the content. You guys are, phenomenal. All of, I'm looking forward to what Carla's gonna bring in reference to from her cousin, and definitely all of you guys' content is phenomenal, and it's helping in more ways than one, getting better by the day. Everybody's out there is giving great feedback. It is really surprising, but it shouldn't be, that a lot of the guys out there, they're loving it. People are super excited about the morning conversations and how they're getting started, how they're getting started, and how they're actively getting their challenges going, or getting up and trying to make some lifestyle changes. So I'm super ecstatic, to start from an individual journey and then ignite some fire in some other people, get themselves together as well. So results is the end goal. I can't stay late this morning. It's payroll week. I got to get some payroll done for one of the companies. I got to get some taxes done. I got a full day. I got to train, and I have to go to the chiropractor today. So I greatly appreciate you all sticking it out, being consistent every day, holding me accountable, motivating, encouraging, and inspiring the journey. Results is the end goal. Probably February, probably the 20th, 21st. I'll see where I am. I'll be transparent and I'll share it, and we'll make some adjustments and see how to finish out the last 30 days, and do great things. Hey, listen, I hope anything that you guys are indulging in or you're purchasing that you're invested in, and that you can get a return on your investment. And if you're not invested in the company, hopefully you have the Stash debit card or the Acorn debit card or the Robinhood, and you're getting those stock backs, and so that those stock backs can go back to your account. What's Caller, you raise your hand?
No,
Yes,
we just say,
I do have a question, because I did see, I just glanced before when I came from the doctor this morning, I saw y'all saying something about, I guess, the stash, whatever. So,
Stash party.
yes. So I was thinking about getting the card for Robinhood. What's the benefits to that? Because I didn't know, so I didn't get it.
So the benefits is to having a card that is when you swipe that debit card in these different stores, department store, retail stores, that you get back. Okay, you know how you have a credit card and you get cash back or rebate cash back, and you can put it towards your balance. Well, with the fintech account, the investments account, when you swipe those cards, you get what we call a stock back, or the cash that you get back, they put it into your stock portfolio, into that asset.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, so you're reinvesting back into yourself. So, like with the credit card, you can use the cash, pay off your balance, and you just remake another purchase. This is going into your investment, into your asset, into your equity asset.
Oh, okay.
We have, and then we get real savvy with it, because some of us, we have all three of the cards, and we'll connect our stash to our Acorn, which has like a online store, kind of like in my Econ you have the cashback mall, where Acorn has the same thing. And so we'll connect our stash to our Acorn, shop through Acorn, and we get both benefits because the money is coming from the stash card and we're using the Acorn account. So we're getting the money going to the Acorn investment, and we're getting the money going to the stash investment. But stick around, girl, because if you up at night on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we get it in. And we go through all of that stuff. Tuesdays, we're not live. We're not live on Tuesdays. We give kind of some detailed and lucrative information. Like last night, woo, Janisa, sorry, I have to share it with you later. But that info we got last night, yeah.
Are you talking about after I got off?
Yeah.
Oh,
so what time on Tuesday night do y'all go?
Yeah, I need to be getting on that Tuesday call.
Tuesday, Deshandra, do I have you in the group?
I don't know. You can check later, Mo.
So. Yeah. So we
write that down.
Tuesday, I'm putting you in right now. I'm putting you right now.
Did you hear me write that down?
Yeah, write down, because you know I'm gonna go do it, right? You'll be asking,
right.
Girl, I ain't in the group. I ain't in the group. Yeah, I just added you. I'm learning to be spontaneous. I'm gonna get there. So I just added you in the train group, but so that group right there, if you ain't on my Icon or you ain't benefiting my life in any kind of way, you're not getting in that group. And if somebody try to add you, you ain't gonna get in unless I bring you in. So you have to be monetarily connected to me. So if you helping with my health and wellness, then that brings me money, because if I feel good, I'm gonna make me some more dollars. All right. And if you ain't on my Icon team, you ain't getting in. If you ain't on my paparazzi team, you ain't getting in either. All right. So don't even ask. That's just how I'm getting down. My mind on my money and my money on my mind. Whoever don't like it, oh well. That's how
that meme for 2021 is real. If you ain't making me no money, I don't want to talk to you.
I ain't got no love for you. I came in the game. I came in 2021 like that, deleting people, everything. I ain't care. You ain't got no value for me. So that's how we getting down. That's how we rolling. So on Tuesday evenings, we're not live, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go, we get in a group and we talk about a little bit of everything. The reason we've been focused a lot on investments, I do have to I'm in February. So I missed the Tuesday. But anyways, so last time I was supposed to start, so I do it next week. I do have to do some contract and some grant stuff for at least 4 weeks. But I'm gonna double back. So my first hour will probably be on that. And then my last whatever will be in investments. So I do have to get back on that, because I got some business owners that has to get hot, and I got to make sure they got the foundation.
You got to add me to that list.
Okay, yeah. So I gotta make sure I hit that. Now on the investment side of the house, we have brothers and sisters who are just, I mean, they're killing the game. So investments, I took a whole year of my urban economic empowerment show and the classes, and I kind of only took 12 weeks for just business and focused on just investment. So for me, well, I can't say I'm slow, but I'm a little behind the power curve when it comes to really kind of getting the research in. Angie's pretty sharp. But because I was able to with ease make 5,000, which would probably be more. With my knowledge I have now, it's gonna probably exceed that this year. But I took my time for $5 in January and just grew that all the way up, add here, there, putting back in savings, in the military and color, because you're a spouse, you could use allotments. You can put money away that you don't see. It works fine. You go. When you come out in the civilian world, you don't have access to that in that manner. So you have to create that. So what investments has done to me, for me, is being able to do that. What's beautiful for me is the fact that I can manage my own. And so in my time, when they talk about grow your own money, see your own money more, I never forget that stuck with me with Mr. Ivy Stokes. You have to be able to see your money in more than one place than your bank account. You have to be able to see your money in more than one place than your bank account. You say it again, you have to be able to see your money more than one place than your bank account. Cash producing assets, real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, all of that. You got to know that if you have, Sana used to say this a lot. Sana drove us crazy, but she used to say this a lot. The person that knows your money, own your money, and that person should be you. So if someone else is managing your money, they own your money. If you haven't learned how to grow your own money, if you're saying, I don't have time to pay attention to your own money growing, that's a problem within itself. Now, you can make power moves. Someone else can make power moves for you, but let's check the lesson learned in this last 2 weeks with GameStop. Hedge funds, big agencies out there who have these practices in place took your 401k and they put it on the line and they lost and then they cried. What you cried for? You've been doing this for years, messing up, and it worked for you. And then you got these little savvy tech folks that came out here and learned how to beat y'all at your own game. And guess what? Because you let somebody else control your money, you're looking crazy because your 401ks and your mutual funds look like nothing. Second thing, the pandemic hit 2020. Treasury went to 0 interest. So in the entire year, your accounts grew nowhere. When everybody else was frantic, we hit the drawing board. Show me how to do this again. How do I do my own money? So when everybody else was, oh my God, and no knock to those who benefit from the unemployment, the extra money, and some of the other benefits out there. The question is, what did you do with it to position yourself for 2021? Because if you are literally glued to your TV for when the next stimulus is going to drop, that's a problem, because that next stimulus should be a bonus to help you grow more money. Because we took our stimulus, even though we was in a position where everybody else didn't know where, the paychecks was going to come in. In March, we was in the same position. We took our stimulus when that market dropped bottom in March 20th, 23rd, the date, somewhere between that point.
Yeah.
We went in the market and we start to buy. And some of them, Mo was a little still scared, but she did a little something. She did a little something, right? Some of them bought into the next year, and the Shauna, I think I said it right. She made $14K on one position. Kiana, her and her friend, oh my God, listen, and these are real people. These are people we talking to every day. These are people in our circle. These are people who are sharing information, teaching you how to fish, teaching you how to research and learn so that when you look at a chart, you don't have to call Mo because you trained on it enough, you saw it enough, you know where to go, where to look for the opportunities that you can start making your own moves. And something as simple as just getting in the M1 account, picking out a long-term growth, medium-term growth, or small-term growth, putting money in there and let it go and look at the percentage gain. You're not getting 3 to 8% in your savings account. You're not getting that in your mutual fund. You're not getting that in the CD. You're not getting that in the money market.
Right.
Nobody's saying take your money out of any of those vehicles. What we're saying is diversify. You got to see your money in more than one place. Keep your mutual funds. Keep your 401ks. Keep your TSP plans. Keep your 529s. But guess what? Let that go. It ain't going nowhere right now anyway. Take some of that money. Take a percentage of it. 1%, 2%, 3%, 10%, whatever you desire. Put it in one of the fintech accounts. If you don't have time to watch it every day, pick out a conservative, a moderate, or an aggressive, or pick out an ETF where you could put it and you already see. The one thing about it, numbers don't lie. You could look at a chart over a year time frame. You can see how much it's grown. Looking for those growth companies, looking for those use case companies, right? You looking for those dividend companies. You can see how it's growing. You know whether or not it's going to be something of value to you. If you see a company and it in a year is negative 20%, you're not going to put your money over there, right? You see a company that's gone 20 or 30 or 40. There's some listen, while we was frantic whether or not Trump or Biden is going to give us a stimulus, these folks was out there making millions. They capitalizing on your fear, right? Because guess what? You fronting, you got to go buy sanitizer, you got to go buy bleach, you got to go buy tissue and all that stuff. They say, oh yeah, where's the need at again? What company is that again? Because you running up all your stimulus money. Oh, that's $1,200 per person per this. They're going to spend about this much money on this many products. Oh, okay, I got you. Hold on. These folks is killing the game. It's not hitting knowledge. The problem is, where's your interest lie? Are you comfortable with what you get every day or every 2 weeks or once a month? Are you comfortable with it? Or, are you too antsy that you can't take time? I love Master P. Master P said, if you ain't spending at least an hour on growing business, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. Because you could literally take, as I did, $5. Tasha, where Tasha at? Tasha, for my birthday, she said, I'm gonna get serious, but I'm gonna open up, I'm gonna get my account right. I'm put the $5. By the time the Monday came, we left Charleston. By the Monday, Tasha called. She said, hey, I made some money. I grew my account. My account is growing. Or whatever. It was excited. My Uncle Charles don't know one thing about investment left or right, but he watched me get so excited. He bought GameStop. I kid y'all. He bought GameStop in October when I told him, he said, I'm gonna put some money in it. He put $40. He bought GameStop. He bought Electronic Arts. He bought he put some money in Tesla and some fractional shares in Amazon. And he had 2 GameStop. And during the holidays, I said, Uncle Charles, GameStop went from, you went from $7 to 20 something bucks. You made some money, your little account is over 200. I'm talking to him like, and he was like, oh yeah. I'm thinking he's gonna say, take it out, oh, he got no job down in Louisiana. I'm like, oh, Uncle Charles gonna be like, take my money out. And I was ready to do that for him at that time. He was like, no, leave it in there. And when GameStop went to 176, I started calling. Can somebody find Uncle Charles? We gotta sell this, because I just knew it was gonna drop. I couldn't find him. Next day it went to 3 something. I was like, somebody find Uncle Charles. I need to sell it. We gonna lose the money here at $600 just in GameStop. The next day it went to 5 something. I'm like, Uncle Charles, you found that? Finally found them. $1,000, 2 shares.
Beautiful.
This wasn't off the hype. This was October. Planning for the PS5. I think I said that right. One of them games.
My friend told me to do it, and I took money out of it that time when I was clearing out all my accounts, trying to get out of Robinhood. I took it out, took it out of my Cash App
And then go back.
and
then
didn't
go
put it
back.
back
Yeah.
when I was supposed to.
So
Oh.
yeah, so what we're doing in the back chat and the messengers and sometimes when we're live, sometimes it seems like a lot of information going in your head. That's because on the live, we're just discussing what we've done and how we've done it. On the Tuesday evenings or in the mentorship with Brother African Emporium on Thursday evenings, which we're not live, we're doing details. And we're doing scenarios from each individual person goal. So you get the opportunity to say, okay, what you trying to learn, and him break that thing down. And then you get to hear Angie's, you get to hear College, you get to Janisha, you get to Tasha, you get to Sherry, you get to Chandra's. By the time you hear 6, 7 scenarios, you're gonna grab something. Week after week, you're gonna grab something. And after a while, your portfolio, listen, it's gonna be amazing to you that you could do it for yourself. And once you get a wind of doing it for yourself, you find a way to make things easier. So I have a long-term account, I have a day trading account, I have an options account, and then I have money that I just hide and I just put away. I don't even. So when Sherry said, Mo, let's go somewhere and May. Oh shit, girl, I made that last week. Shit, let's go. Let's go. I ain't got to worry about where the next check coming from. Put money aside. I don't have to, figure out. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna pay this, and I'm gonna take the money over here, and I'm gonna. I'm like, how much is it gonna cost? Oh, $500. Girl, please. I already made that from the market. I could just pull that out tomorrow. When you need that money? Okay. I don't have to do no payment plan. I don't have to. That's the point of excitement that we are sharing to get our people to. So all of you all are in a group. All of you all are privy to the Tuesdays, Tuesday evenings, and get in where you fit in. And what we try to do, we try to make sure that we show you how to set up your charts, and how to understand what we're looking at. So as we go along the way, you can understand what's going on, and then you build from it. But that's accountability to you, because once we go over and we share it, the guys are so professional and they're so humble with sharing information. They won't leave you behind. They will go back. If you say, hey, wait a minute, y'all going too far, can you go back and revisit what an indicator is again? What that moving? What did you say about that moving average? We will go all the way back. Why? Because it sharpens your skills. Because sometimes you get so much information and you forget to come back to the little things or to check the little thing, right? So when I missed that option the other day, I got chastised last night because I knew better. My phone hasn't been charged to capacity in the last couple of days. So in January, my fuel cell stock went from $3 to $20. I missed the trade because my phone wasn't charged. And then what was it? Monday, I planned it out. I charted it out. My biotech stock went from $5 to $9, and I had an option play, easy 300, 3, 4, 5, whatever it was. I just missed it. Now it was no follow to their own. I planned it out. I knew it was going to go up. I knew why. I can show you on the chart. I can do all of that, but my phone died.
Mm-hmm. Do you still use Robinhood, Mo? Do you still use Robinhood for something?
Yeah,
I do too, but they really did.
I know I'm trying to win my money, but that's where my Tesla and my Apple is at, and I'm scared I'm gonna lose the position. And my crypto is in Robinhood too. Crypto is in Robinhood. What you say, Carla?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that very question because I only have Robinhood. I haven't learned about any of the other stuff yet.
Yeah, we'll send you the links. The reason we have those other accounts is because once you begin to learn and you want to do some option plays or you want to do some day trading, the fintech accounts you can only do 3 to 5 day trades, meaning you purchase the asset in that day and you sold it in that day. You can only do that 3 times in 5 days. So they'll label you as a pattern day trader. So what we've been advised to do is to get multiple accounts. So I can do a trade Robinhood, I could do one Webull, I could do one Thinkorswim, I could do one in TD Ameritrade, I could do one in Tastyworks. if I'm at that level, and that's what I'm doing. So we have multiple. We also have multiple because of what we talked about earlier, which was debit cards, the Stash card, the Acorn card. Stash also gives you a retirement account and a custodial account. So if you have kids, you can start them an investment account as well. So Stash does that. Acorn just started it, right? Or you Acorn also has the investment deal in one. And so we have them, and we'll talk about that because it's too much information. You get an overload. I get it. Listen, last year this time I was nowhere near this type of knowledge. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. If you be around it long enough, this the lifestyle change that's got me hyped and saying, okay, I got to get the physical together, because when I get back in training mode and we hit the scene, oh my goodness. Listen, you cannot be in our presence and don't have a sustainable financial life.
It's time to go to school.
You won't be able to do it. People got to go to school. I got to get ready for training. I love you guys. You guys stay in the group. You stay posted. We're going live tonight. Sister Deshandra is going to speak on fibroids and endometrial, whatever they call it. All that medical stuff. Gonna so stay tuned. We'll put the link in the chat. 6 o'clock sharp. Let's get it in, you guys. I appreciate you all. Definitely love you for the support that you've given. You guys are making me use the word I never use too often, but I love you dearly. So peace and love, and I see you guys at 6. Peace.
Peace, everyone. Adam.
Start to worship. I knew you get hurt bad, baby. Yeah. So let's celebrate life. All my people. Yeah. Let's celebrate life. Yeah. We are free from sin. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about Christ. Yeah. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about Christ. Talk about Christ. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about life. You're not alone. You have a purpose. Yeah. We serve a high God. Lift your head up, yeah. Get into the sound, yeah. And start to worship, yeah. I know you get hurt bad, baby, yeah. But hate's not the answer. So let's celebrate life. All my people, yeah. Let's celebrate life. Yeah, we are free from sin. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about Christ. Yeah. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about Christ. Let's talk about